Welcome back, Stone Seekers. We are back with Across the Realm. It is Loko here. And how are we doing, Bear?
Oh, we're doing just great. Thank you very much. And how are you doing, Loco?
I'm doing wonderful, busy. I'm spoiled in that I get giant vacations over summer. So work started back up last Monday. So super busy. How about you? Are you still on a trek across the United States or North America? Where are you? Where is Bear, I guess? Where are you located right now, Bear?
Oh, sorry. Just cut out there for a second. I'm in Mexico. I'm in
Okay.
Tulum. It's a little beach town uh, in the Gulf of Mexico.
Would you recommend people visit Tulum? Is it a nice location?
Oh, it's a great place to visit. There are a ton of expats here as well. So lots of Americans and Canadians and Europeans who come out to live here. Yeah, it's a great place to visit. And also, I'm currently in talks with one of the restaurant owners around here to put together a little, tabletop weekly club. But that's very much still in the works. And so
Oh,
yeah, if you ever find yourself in Tulum, Mexico, just know you will have a game always.
wow. Well, you might have decided something for me. So my wife and I actually lived in Mexico for a year, and we want
Awesome.
the kids to go back and visit. And we were thinking we were in Cabo, but that's kind of a party location. So we were thinking of going back to the Yucatan, like Tulum or something. So maybe I can just say, "Hey, I think we're going to Tulum." No reason, no reason. We'll see. We'll see. Thanks for
Well,
scouting that, Bear.
of course, yeah, yeah. Anything for you, Loco. I'd be very happy to have you here.
I'm sure. Well, it's good to be back. We got a lot going on. How about can we jump right into this challenge you've been hosting, the orbital challenge? Does that sound good to you?
Oh
Can
yeah.
we jump into that? Okay. Let's see if I remember how to do this. It is the share screen feature, and I'm just going to share a desktop and see what happens here. And let's see. Here we go. We need to talk about the Sulfera winner, right?
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
can you give us a rundown again? What did it take to enter the Sulfera challenge?
Exactly. So in the Solfera Orbital Challenge, it's all about what you would store inside of your Dwarven Vault. And Dwarven Vaults they hold the things that we hold closest and dearest to us. So this challenge was all about what would you put inside? What would you keep safe? And we had a ton of entrants. I think we had like is it 60 or 65 different entrants.
Wow.
Um, yeah, it's a crazy competition. So choosing a winner was really tough. But like when I saw our winners submission, it was a no brainer for sure.
How did the participation compare to the Patria challenge?
It it's probably 2.5 times as many
Wow.
people. Yeah.
I think
So
each
I
time we're
think
probably gonna get
people were
more and
getting
more.
their beak sweat for the first one, kind of understanding how it works. And then with the second one, we also just pushed it a whole lot more with a reel and something, it looked pretty. Yeah, got a lot of people interested.
So I think these are some honorable mentions, correct? These are some that we thought were good. That is a huge stack of magic cards there.
Insane, man.
I,
Yeah.
uh, I I teased him a little bit. I zoomed in on his fan and window cleaner, and I was like, I'd lock that up too. He has some window cleaner back here. This was pretty cool. I like how it was a variety here, right? You have Star
Yeah,
Trek, some magic. I
absolutely.
couldn't. I don't know if that's One Piece. I couldn't tell what that was. But
Yeah.
shall we look at the winner?
Oh, 100%. We should. And also, just a big shout out, real quick, to
Yeah.
Midnight Lightning, who I think she posted something like, if I remember correctly, 27 different images.
Wow.
Um, and in volume, I mean, you win, Midnight. Um, but unfortunately, we had to pick we had to pick based on other parameters.
She's
Yeah,
gonna need a bigger dwarven vault, probably.
for sure, for sure. He's gonna need
Well,
three, but luckily you can. It's a secondary, so you
oh,
can.
so she
You
can have three,
can
then that's perfect. That'll
yeah,
work out. That'll work out. I love it. All right, let's take a look here. So this was the winner, right, from Wicked, a
exactly.
handwritten letter and a cold foil legendary sent to me by the creator of Flesh and Blood. You want to give a little insight on this, Bear?
Yeah, pretty dope submission here. And as you can see, the image has been enhanced just so that you can see that Storm Strider's card better. This is a note that Wicked was given very soon after. I believe he'd ranked first place in the U.S. scrimmages that year. I think it was 2021 or 2020. Um, and he just won a local tournament and got this card and this card and letter from one of the creators of Flesh and Blood. And not only is it an honor, but also such a unique collectible. You know, no one else is going to have this. And so it just checked all of the boxes, like in terms of rarity, it's a super rare card. In terms of, you know, how it related to the challenge, it was exactly what we were looking for. And it's special, you know, a handwritten note has a ton of sentimental value as well. So good job, Wicked. Yeah.
It's really nice, and I mean the sentiment here in the note: Dragon's fire courses through your veins. This power
Yeah.
is yours by birthright, but only the most talented and devoted Drakai learn to wield it so well as you. Wear this gift with pride and use it in your future battles, so that they might help you claim your resounding victory. I mean
So cool.
I mean,
Yes.
whatever, you know. Maybe we need Tinsman to write something real quick for us. We can hold on to it for 3 years for the next one. But I mean, this is amazing, and I mean, just thinking about how he earned this as well, right? This isn't just like, hey, thanks for playing the game here. I mean, just he earned this. It's amazing. Yeah, it's cool.
I think that's what makes it so special here, right? That's what put him shoulders above the others.
Yeah, it's super cool. I look at it again, just it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
Totally.
Well, you have another one coming up, right?
Indeed.
And
Yes.
you're kind of at a distant land right now. I mean, this is almost perfect, right? Visiting the sea and everything. So
Yes.
Give us a heads up. What
so that I can win the challenge?
Yes, it's rigged for Bear. He'll be taking pictures like, look, here we are at the ocean with these runes. And but can you give us a rundown on what would it take to enter this
Absolutely.
challenge?
Well, the Solfera challenge with the Dwarven Vault was so well received. And we saw that even towards the end of the challenge, people were a bit, you know, sad that they couldn't submit more things. Or, you know, they were very, I spoke with a couple of community members who said they were very sparing in what they chose because they wanted to put their best foot forward. So this is a kind of a twist on an original, if you will. This orbital challenge is about portaling treasures from distant lands. And if you've played Talwind, you will know that there's the keyword portal, which allows you to warp cards in and out of play and move them around. And so this is all about seeing your favorite collectible from your travels. So whether it be a foreign language card, maybe you have a Japanese Pikachu, or a special sports jersey, like a soccer jersey, for example, or something else. You know, whether it's across the world or just out of state. Yes, this is a favorite collectible from your travels.
Nice. I like that parameter from your travels and linking into that portal. Now, speaking of portal, some people have started asking questions. They see this graphic and they're like, wait a second, hold on. So they see this and they say, Princess Aurora Waveheart. They probably go through the print and plays and see, I have not seen this card. And we've had some people question, and I think it's time to let people know that you got to keep your eyes open in that Discord, because this is a major, I guess, piece of alpha that's dropped, right?
Totally. As of yet, our plan originally was to be a little bit guarded in the way that we started to share more details. But perhaps consider this, that if you're watching this live stream, whether live or whether you're watching the recap after, know that this is perhaps the floodgates creaking and opening, and you're going to be seeing a lot more sneak peeks in the very near future. So keep your eyes peeled. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I saw it too, and people were asking about it. And I think that most cards we're going to see now, if you haven't seen it before, it's going to be new. And I mean, this is it, right? This is one that's going to be around.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is a final card, Princess Aurora Waveheart. In fact, everything we'll be showing you is a final card. She's very well and truly in the set. portal up to 4 other target wonders to any realm is a frankly diabolical ability. And if you're able to pull this off with the right combo, you could do a ton of damage here.
Yeah, it's bonkers. I mean, 9 costs. Sure, there's only 7 rounds, but I guarantee you'll hit 9 energy
Oh yeah,
before that seventh round, and portaling 4 up to 4. So you don't have to, right? If you've only had 3 out there, portal 3. Target wonders. That means myself and my opponent, right?
whoever you
So
like. Yeah.
lots of control here, as powerful as a hurricane, but
Yes.
less predictable. Love it. Love it. All right. So orbital challenge. Do you have a timeline? Like, when should people get their pictures of their collectibles in? Do you have that?
Yes. So I'm going to be posting a big reminder tomorrow in the chat, as well as across socials. But moving forward, these orbital challenges will last 2 weeks. And that was because the Patria challenge was 1 week, and people were upset they couldn't submit their cards because, oh, they were looking for it on this hard drive or that thing, or it was in the cloud, or so I figure give them 2 weeks. And so, yes, you will have until next Friday where the winner will be, 2 Fridays from now where the winner will be announced.
Okay. That's good to know. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure people went to their parents' attics and basements trying to look for their old stuff, right? Being like, Mom, did you throw it away? I hope not. I hope it's still there. Well, since I'm sharing my screen, I'm gonna keep this going. Then we have a major semifinal matchup. I would say these are definitely 2 fan favorites. Emma Fixum Shockbite versus Astrox Final. I'm wearing my Heliosynth Emma Fixum Shockbite shirt. I mean, that's who I'm thinking. What do we got here, Bear? What do we have so far?
Right. I mean, this is a real battle of wits, because Emma Fixum Shockbite it's no secret that she's been a fan favorite through and through. Everyone loves Emma. Now, someone that had kind of come out of the woodworks, so to speak, is Astrox Final. I don't think we expected Astrox to get quite as much love as he did. But let me just say, this poll is coming down to be a whole lot closer than we thought it was going to be. And I could toss a coin and say this is anyone's game right now.
Wow.
So if you feel strongly, go and vote.
And these are two Heliosynth giants, right? I mean, when you think Heliosynth, I think these are going to be 2 faces
Exactly
that we recognize. I mean, it's crazy to me to think that this is a semifinal, and Astrox has that final in his name, so I don't know if it's a premonition. I still think Emma's going to grab it, but this one.
Yeah, if I were a betting man, I would think Emma's going to clinch it, but I don't think Astrox is going to make it easy. And who knows? I could, come tomorrow evening, I could be someone else could be laughing on the way to the bank. Exactly.
Sure, they could be like, "Nope, you guys are wrong." Well, speaking of brackets, we're going to shift to talk about the Radish tournament, and then make sure you stick around because we're also going to show you someone, Capricorn, who's been sharing some of his takes on Wonders of the First on YouTube. And then we are going to get to not 1, not 2, but 3 cards of the week that are spoilers if you haven't seen them already. So make sure you stick around, or text your buddy right now on Discord or something. Let him know, hey, they're going. We're going to get some more spoilers. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about our tournament, the Radish tournament. It's starting off a little bit slow. So September tourney has started. You need to get your matches in by Sunday, the 22nd, 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific. Required to play 3 games. You cannot replay the same opponent. You can play more than 3 games. And this time it's a little different. This time we're giving points, correct? So 3 points for a victory, and I believe 1 point for each defeat. Did I say that correctly? Does that sound right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, that real, if any of you are soccer fans, that's how we do it in the leagues. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, there will be some tiebreakers, some differentials where we're looking at points stone differential, greater number games played, win percentage of opponents. And it's in that order. So the more points you have, you'll get the higher seed. After that, if we're tied for points, look for the stone differential. If we're still tied, it pays to play a lot of games. There is one big thing to note. This is when you get to bracket play. When you are in bracket play, and we'll say this often, you must play the same deck through the entire bracket play. It was actually quite funny because I am Trash, the Discord user I am Trash, who won last month, he didn't quite know that, and he actually won with a deck he said he never played with because he thought he would try it and then switch back, and he wound up winning. So it was kind of funny. But remember, once you're in bracket, don't change your deck.
Such an incredible character arc there.
it was awesome. It was hilarious, and I got to sit in where Wicked was judging, so I got to sit in while they were talking, and we go back and forth and talk, and it was quite humorous. And he pulls off the win. He's currently #1 in the world on Tabletop Simulator or Radish, whatever we want to title it. I think is his self-titled. I don't know what you want to call it, but he's #1 somewhere. It's pretty cool. So play the games. Play the games. I think that it's a lot of fun. There was a giveaway last time. I can't guarantee that this time, but play those games, get some practice in, and hopefully some new cards are coming down the pike, as we'll take a look at today.
100%.
All right, so that's a Radish tournament of Champions, Radish tournament. Let's take a look at some new cards. How's that sound?
Oh yeah,
I'm excited for this. These we were supposed to talk about this a while back. These have been in the Discord chat for a while because they are from Nationals, but there's some huge things here. The first is this Blood-Eyed Dragonette. Major change. You have seen this guy in the the play tests. We have seen this in the play tests, but it was quite different. What was it? 2 cost 1 power, 1 cost 2 power. Bear, what was it?
Yes, I think it was something along those lines.
2-1. He still had the on arrival of destroying a target item, but that was it. It was just you could play him out by the first turn, and it was straight up on arrival. When I think it was destroy target item in this realm, and he stayed there, right?
Yes. So this is a very different way to be playing Blood-Eyed Dragonette for sure.
Yeah, and I feel, well, I wouldn't say like an idiot, but when this guy first came out, I wasn't impressed. I wasn't really impressed with Sulfera when it first came out, and I was like, someone had this proof, and they're like, what do you think of this card? And I was like, I don't know. Destroying an item, nah. Now that's like a major thing. And they've not only upped the cost to 3, we've also decided you need to sacrifice this if you want to destroy a target item in this realm. So tough choices, right?
Indeed.
You gotta, do I want a 3 power Wonder Out? Or do I need to destroy the target item in this realm? And it is on arrival. And so it's not like you can tap or anything. You have to make that decision once it arrives in the realm.
Totally. And I feel strongly that it's decisions like this, hard decisions where you have to really, for lack of a better word here, sacrifice something to have potential gain. Those are the clinch moments that I believe make TCG and CCG so exciting. So this update to Blood-Eyed Dragonette's card here is nuts.
I think it's huge because when you talk about making a tough choice, the tough choice you're going to make is you spent an action to bring this guy out. You probably spent 2 energy to bring this guy out. And that's for 3 power, which, I mean, just for raw power, you could probably do a little better with 2 energy. But you do have that choice to sacrifice to destroy the target item. Now, what's cool is Portal could combo off this, right? So if he came out for power, you could Portal him then to get another item.
This could be a really naughty combination indeed.
Yeah, sure.
Joe Doug brings up a very good point, which is if you look right underneath the Sulfera logo, you'll see a kind of unfamiliar sigil. Now, this is one of the 3 cards that were given as promo cards at the National when we visited the National in Chicago. Um, now, oh, not in Chicago, in Cleveland, Ohio. um, yes, it was a very busy month.
Yes. And
um,
and this is an alt art too, right? This is an alt art variant.
Exactly. So this is it, there's been no change. Blood-Eyed Dragonette's base card has not changed, but this is a very special alt art for Blood-Eyed Dragonette, and there are 3 of them, which I believe Loko is going.
Yeah, we're gonna do all 3 because we haven't had a chance to talk about it. And Mr. Brutus, I think you're right. I think it was 2 cost, 1 power. So
Yeah.
this I feel keeps the original intention and thoughts of Blood-Eyed Dragonette, but definitely has scaled back the power of this card. It is not core, so we could play it without having to have a Sulfera land, but man, that's a tough choice even to put him in there to think, what kind of removal do I have?
Right.
Shall we go? Shall we go to another one?
Yes, completely. Let's do it.
All right, let's see if I can do this right. Oh, hold on, bear with me. I got that logo up though, so I feel cool about that. Okay. Ooh. All right.
Oh,
I like this guy.
Wow.
I like this guy.
Look at that.
The Moonfire Crystal Mouse. Now, the first mouse I saw, I felt it didn't really do much, and I was like, "Where are the other mice?" And here we have another mouse. Now, I feel this guy is OP. Do you want to talk a little bit about Moonfire Crystal Mouse, Bear, before I go?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Moonfire Crystal Mouse is got to be one of my favorites from the playtest so far. This ability, just like Blood-Eyed Dragonette, is bonkers. Perhaps I'll preface it with that, Loco, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I feel you're getting a lot for nothing almost. I feel this guy is going to give you a ton, like a ton. And so I look at that cost of 2, I'm assuming maybe I have a land out there. So for 1 cost, basically, 1 cost energy and 1 action, because this is a sacrifice free. So I'm paying 1 energy and 1 action to draw 2 cards. But wait, I'm gaining 2 energy. So no matter what, this guy is free or a +1 energy.
Indeed.
And I'm netting 2 cards for an action. That's how I see it.
And if we, I mean, that's absolutely right. And if we go super macro on it as well, you're also getting what I believe is one of the most important tools in the game, which is a buffer. So you have, because it's a sacrifice free, that implies that it doesn't happen on the turn that you put it in, right? It would count as what would happen in an action step. But of course, you don't pay an action because it's free. So you get an extra round buffer as well, which in a game for pacing can be incredibly useful. It's like acting last in poker. You always have the advantage the later that you act.
Yeah, so that's huge.
This is awesome. Yeah, it's awesome.
It's like a free pass, right? You've talked about the power of the pass, right? Passing in Wonder of the First could be a very important thing and strategically. And this is not only just a pass, you're essentially drawing 2 cards and gaining 2 energy on that pass.
And even if we viewed it like a pass, like sure, it's more or less the same, but you don't even have to take on any risk when you pass with this card, right? Because it counts as something that's being done, and so it doesn't count as a pass. It's just it's in my eyes, one of the most perfectly designed cards in the set.
Yeah, I love it. When I saw the ability and stuff, I'm like, this is good. This is crazy. So cool. I love it. We have a couple questions about Blood Eye. I don't have my cards handy. Mr. Brutus asked, we're going back to Blood Eye real quick. Sorry, I closed it, but he asked, didn't Blood Eye have flying too? I don't think it did. I can't remember.
If it did, the operative word is didn't it? We've done a whole lot of balancing changes, and so I mean it's actually been insane just how much time and energy the whole team has poured into it. So there's very good reason right now for why it doesn't have flying.
It
Yes,
doesn't now. It's just a dragonette. It's just a
being
dragonette. So
right,
still
exactly.
learning.
He's just a wee lad. So moving forward, every card that you see, rest assured, will be the final. As we've said on a couple of occasions before, we're done. You know, we've made the set. The set's been finished for a little while now. All of the art assets have been drawn up as well, so all of the cards fully ready and been sent over, and we're liaising with our printing guys.
Wow.
And yeah, so everything you see from now on is the final card.
So you're telling Brutus, unless he puts on like a vapor blast or something, his guy is not going to be flying around or
Yeah,
equip it with flying somehow.
exactly,
All right.
yeah.
Sorry, Brutus, if you were looking for that. Joe is a fan of the Dragonette. It sounds like he says it's non-core, super flexible card. If there's
Yes,
no item to remove and you need a wonder to take a realm, boom, it's clutch either way.
super clutch.
Good insight there, Joe. Appreciate that. I like cards that give you choices like that. I like cards
Yeah,
that are versatile. Even like this mouse, even though you're not choosing, it's very versatile. I'm getting a couple things out of this mouse. All right, I'm going to learn not to close it this time. Our final one, and this is one where huge overhaul. This guy was a denier before. This guy was a tap deny, attack deny, if I remember correctly. And
That's
now,
correct.
wait a minute, we have this eternal. So someone asked this week or last week about, are there any new abilities or card text that we know about? And someone said, I think there's eternal that's been leaked. So tell us, what is this eternal and this new keeper of Drury Skulls all about?
Totally. The Keeper of Drury Skulls, he's a fantastic card, and we really wanted to play to him thematically. Now, given that this was at the National, which is a card collection event that happens every year, as you'll see here, target wonders gain +1 this round for each card you own in the Abyss. It's as if to say, the larger his collection, the stronger he is. And that really appealed to the collector. He's also the only wonder in this set that has collector as a lineage there.
Yeah, right there. Citizen collector. Yeah, citizen collector.
So that explains kind of some of the theme behind the Keeper of the Drury Skulls. Now, this does reveal our eternal keyword as well. And just to preface this and give you guys a bit of background, we were balancing Umbrathine because in the past it's been incredibly strong, and then when we would nerf it because it would be too strong, we'd nerf it to the ground. And it seemed that it was becoming difficult to find a middle ground for Umbrathine, and so we kind of stayed on the slightly more conservative side, but added some power buffs and also added some really tricky new stuff, like including this eternal keyword. So you'll see when this enters the Abyss from a deck, return this to a target realm. Now, what's special about this is that if you're denying, you can now stand to gain something from denying, and it's not this kind of monotonous risk that's taken, but there's this excitement that we've managed to capture with the eternal ability, which is that every time you put a card into your Abyss, there is just a chance that you're able to immediately pull out eternal cards. Now, God forbid you're a player who has isolated all of the eternal cards in the entire deck and all of the deny cards, and you build a deck with those two. You're going to have an incredibly bloody strong deck.
Sure. That's when DBS comes out, though, right? That's that
exactly.
dance balancing score, right? Deck balancing score, yeah.
Totally.
No, I love it because I think before deny felt like I'm denying for later. So I need to get cards in there for later. I need to deny. So then later I can bring them back. Later I can buff my guys. So to me, it was fill it up, kind of stall or play good enough to get to a point that now I can bring my guys out. And so that's super cool that, every chance I'm denying something or every time I'm denying something, there's this opportunity that, whoa, sorry, here he goes. He's back. Now, I mean, interesting part, though, is that they'll have to find that balance because you still want to own cards in the Abyss. So
Mm.
some of these guys, right, will still need to have something in the Abyss, even though perhaps they may ping out of the Abyss if they are coming from a deck. So that's interesting when you say a deck. I'm curious about that too. That not your, but a deck. So
Mm.
that's interesting.
Yes, we were very careful with the language. Brian's done an incredible job of being very careful with the language. And so I think you can perhaps imply many things from that. But yes, there are many ways to play this card for sure. So something that I like about Keeper of the Drury Skulls and cards like it has a very similar philosophy to Flying Suzzer. And what I mean by that is a lot of Umbrathine is rooted in deny and then reanimate, right? You know, there are so many cards that do. Of course, to mention Autumn, Autumn being the absolute best example of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Essence reanimated, Essence animated rather. Um, However, I love that Keeper of the Drury Skulls has the same design philosophy as Flying Suzzer, and the reason I say that is because you are rewarded for having more cards in your Abyss, and that's a mechanic that we've done well to capture in this set, and moving forward, it's become one of my favorite mechanics. So I'm going to make damn sure that it's in future sets too. Um, yeah, yeah, and that's
I,
that's part of the excitement and risk of playing Umbrathine is let me just keep throwing everything in the
sure.
Abyss, and you should be rewarded for that.
No, I love it. This was one of my favorite cards, so I was actually a little disappointed to see the rework. But talking with you now, I'm a huge fan. This is one I want for sure. Especially with the story behind it, being very careful. Like, hey, citizen collector, this is one we're going to give out to all the collectors. The idea that he's collecting in his abyss. He's a keeper of those skulls in his abyss. That's
Mm.
what's going to make a wonder stronger is him with that. And then the fact that, I mean, this guy is going to come out. Like either you're going to draw him and play him, or you're going to deny him and he comes out. I mean, this guy will be out for you
Yeah,
if you can snag him. He's a secondary wonder, so if you built a deck around this, he's going to be there for you too, which is super
yeah.
cool.
The dude's going to be on the field 9 times out of 10,
Yeah.
for sure.
I love it. Well, thanks for that insight. They got 4 little previews, and keep your eyes open on the Discord because, as Bear said, when these cards are released, this will be what they're going to be looking like. So
Yes.
that's pretty cool. It's amazing to think. I mean, it's already September. I can't believe it's already September, but it's amazing to think where we're at now in this journey with Wonders of the First. All right, Bear,
Yeah.
you've talked for a bit. Are you up for talking a bit more about some strategy?
Yeah, totally.
All right,
Absolutely.
take it away,
Uh,
Bear, on some Wonders of the First strategy.
right. So last time we spoke, which was about is it two weeks ago now? 2 weeks? Was it 3 weeks? No. 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
2 to 3 weeks.
Two
Who
to three
knows?
weeks ago.
It's crazy.
Time flies.
Way back, way back. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. We spoke about some different play styles. So over time, I would be sharing with you guys some of the play styles in Wonders of the First. This is based off of course, the fundamental play styles across all TCGs, which are, for the most part, aggro, which is a fast-paced play style that focuses on reducing, I guess, just like building on top of strong things and having high early high impact plays, and then control, which is a slower methodical style, combo, which speaks for itself, mid range, which is a kind of a mixture of those two, a more balanced approach, and then finally ramp, which is just about accelerating over time and launching really big attacks at the end. So 2 weeks ago we spoke about aggro, and today we're going to talk about combo. So in CCGs, the combo style focuses on assembling specific card synergies to execute powerful plays. You don't really play a balanced strategy necessarily with combo, but instead you want to build your deck around specific interactions. So consider in Wonders which 2 cards you want to interface with each other, and then effectively you want to create, game-defining combinations in a single explosive turn, basically. Um, In wonders, you can be very careful with the way that you time summoning your wonders and spells. And the reason is because you want to overwhelm your opponent in a single turn or over 2 turns. You have to be very careful though, because over time, let's say you want to set up an item that then gets equipped to someone else. A great example of this is Knievel Wayfarer. Great card, super busted in my opinion. And with something like Dimensional Piercer, you're able to banish wonders just by attacking. And so if you're able to be Knievel Wayfarer and you can jump twice, so once before and once after attacking, whoever's coming up against you is going to be in some serious trouble if you pull that combo off. Now, combo works in that instance, but where combo doesn't work is where your opponent destroys your item before it happens, so they can smell the combo. And I think as the meta forms, we're going to find that there are some combos that become more prolific and more widely used, and other combos that are going to be not well known at all. And so I encourage you to find those combos early, keep doing your theory crafting for your decks, and find something that people are struggling to keep a pulse on. And once you can do that and pull off crazy combos, then you can always pull off combo. I think combo playstyle rewards the player who does their research more than anything. So if you can consider how those 2, 3, 4, 5 cards interface, you can pull off some seriously gnarly turns. And this is especially effective in wonders when, I don't know, let's say you're in round 6, you're in the 6th realm, and you've been saving your actions because you haven't harvested any of your lands, and you've got this big gnarly combo ready, and your opponent finally, is tapped out of actions, basically. They're all out. And then you think, okay, let me use this turn right here to spend my energy and have, 5 actions, let's say, and put together this ridiculous combo that sets up my 7th round to just completely wipe and just win the game, basically. There's a lot of merit to being patient with combo, and I'm really excited to see how people execute in the future.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I'm a fan of combo for a couple reasons. One, when you pull off a combo, just the joy and satisfaction, win or lose, it doesn't matter. When you pull off the combo, it feels so good. I remember I was at a tournament for Yu-Gi-Oh! And pulled off this combo. It was a coin flip, so it depended on a flip, and it worked. And then then the judge is like, I want to see this. And then it worked for him too. And it basically was able to skip turns the whole time. So it was just so satisfying. But I went, 3-3 or 2-3, the tournament. So he didn't win, but when you got it, it was so satisfying. And the other reason I like combo is you can do your own research. And this kind of is how I like Wonders of the First is, the combo depends on how I'm going to play it. So I feel like I could play semi-competitively with maybe not being 100% dialed into the meta because I just had to get my combo out. I knew my combo could win. If I know my combo wins, yes, there's going to be maybe counters to it. I didn't have to pay a ton of attention to what was winning in the meta. I could just research my combo. Now, Wonders is rare to me because you have this back and forth turn. So you mentioned, when they're out of actions, that seems like the perfect time to spring a combo. As a combo player, let's say, what I like is I'm not going to be surprised. What I see on the board is what I see on the board. So as I'm piecing together my combo, it's not like someone's going to be like, oh, counter spell, oh, hand trap. They're not going to, they can't currently break your combo without you realizing it. So that's what I love about thinking of combo playing in Wonders of the First. You got the back and forth, that chess match, you're watching them spend all their actions, you go. And they're not going to say, oh, they have something untapped. Do they have something in their hand? No, because it has to be out there in the world. So
very well said.
I'm excited to see combo players. I want to see it. So, these tournaments, we're seeing a lot of aggro. You've mentioned it. Whenever there's a shift in meta or this is basically a brand new game, aggro seems to be the way to go first, right? That's what you mentioned. If you want to be competitive,
say that, especially for Wonders,
yeah. So I'm excited to see that first combo that breaks up that aggro, and people are like, "What just happened?" So
well said. I think it's going to happen among the more TCG native players because combo, just by virtue, is a high risk, high reward playstyle. And look, like when you miss, it can hurt, but when executed properly, like wow, you can win a game in spectacular fashion, for sure.
It's just such a good feeling, and and I play games, they're games, so to me it's for joy and fun.
Of course.
And so when I can do that, it's a lot of fun. So that's cool. Thanks for that, Bear. Combo play. I'm looking to look forward in a tournament. I want to see some combo decks this month and see what we come up with. All right, we are about done here, and we are going to be starting a new segment. Right now, we're just going to call it the Stone Seeker Spotlight. But what we would like to do is we would like to get to know some of our Stone Seekers that are out and about. And so this is just a little info on one of our Stone Seekers. He's not super, I guess, involved in the Discord, but he is making some videos where pretty in-depth videos, basically on deck tech of these print and play decks, these playtest decks. I'm looking at his last video 8 days ago, an hour 50, I think, an hour 50.
That's a killer video.
Yeah, it's Capricorn. We'll get his channel shared up here in a moment, and he's been in the Discord and with Wonders for a while. But if you want to really take an in-depth look at what's available to you now with those print and plays, I mean, he just analyzes all the pieces of the deck, and then he does a little match and play. And I just searched Capricorn Wonders of the First, and you'll find it. Let's see if we can get this. Can we get the screen shared on there so people can see it? And then it's quite analyzes those decks. I mean, pretty intensely. Would you agree there, Bear?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to talk about a single deck for an hour 50, irrespective of what the deck is impressive. But he's so full of knowledge, and this video is a great watch. You know, if you have the patience to watch the whole thing, then by all means you really should. But if you don't, even scrubbing through this is amazing.
Yeah, speed it up, scrub through a little bit. It's amazing. My favorite look on him is I saw, I believe, a Twitch screencast or some shot, and he was playing Magic the Gathering, but he was wearing a Wonders of the First hat. So I thought that was bold.
So dope.
So yeah, I thought
I mean, Capricorn's just great. We've been talking with him a little.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. So what we're hoping to do is we're hoping we can get to know more people who are just part of the Wonders of the First community, whether you're in Discord or not. And so we might be reaching out to some of you to say, hey, would you like to hang out with us Sunday afternoon / evening / night for all of us and just talk Wonders of the First? So be on the lookout for that. Or maybe if you're interested, you could also maybe send me or Bear a DM, and we'll go from there. But we're hoping to spotlight some of those community members, which would be really cool to get to know you.
Indeed.
All right. Well, Bear, I guess we're down to if we have any questions or comments, or if people want to come up on the stage and talk. Otherwise, man, I feel like we covered a lot today.
Yeah, we blew through that, man. Loko, thanks again just for being, Loko does so much of this work behind the scenes. And I just want to say huge thank you to Loko, as always. Given that we're now doing this on Sunday, I love the way that this is going to put some pep in the step of this format. And let's keep it running, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we're going to go. I'm super excited where this is headed. I mean, we're not going to be able to keep up with the content. Like once those floodgates open, like you said, it's just going to be boom, 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 boom. The Thalwind Ocean is going to spill over, right? It's going to be crazy. And I mean, this is going to be crazy.
You could say the opportunities will be boundless. Even.
Yes. Wow. Look at us. We're digressing a little bit. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us for Across the Realm. Bear, it's always a pleasure talking with you. I appreciate you a great deal.
Likewise,
all right.
Man. And thank you as always.